Step it up, look sharp. Welcome to the dark. Step it up, look sharp. Welcome to the dark. Step it up, look sharp. Welcome to the dark. Welcome to the dark. Step it up. Step it up. Step it up. Step it up. Look sharp. Welcome to the dark. To the dark. To the dark. To the dark. Welcome to the dark. Step it up, look sharp. Welcome to the dark.
We're just going to have a different start to the show today. It's okay. It's fine. It's all right.
It's all good. We're all okay.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
I love that. I love that Graveyard's in the chat, but not.
Right. Put out here. Come on, Gravy.
But he's not here. The guest isn't here, but it's fine. We'll go and we'll start the show, have some fun because
We'll just see what happens.
Exactly. And when the guest comes on, then we'll have a good time. So let's go ahead and start this, guys.
Oh. There.
Distance nerding.
Woo-hoo!
So let's drop the music for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Woo! It's time to build some Lego.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And in my excitement, I knocked off a Star Destroyer.
Oh, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time.
Immediately explode on impact. Just like randomly explode on impact.
It almost did, man.
Nose just touched the floor a little bit.
I moved my hand just slightly, and the little mini Star Destroyer on the side right there just fell off.
Oh no!
Oh, go back, get back on the executor. Well, here we are, guys. Let's see what we got. Chat's already starting to blow up.
Woo.
Oh man, I'm always ready for the chat. So we're talking about. Looks like they're talking about. Graveyard says, yes, see how a real Mario RPG comes out sooner. Aiden talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened today. But the superior, better one comes out in 2024. I'm finishing. Okay, so Graveyard saying he's finishing rewrites here. All right, so Graveyard will be here in a second.
All right.
And we need that. Say Wong, I agree. We need good Mario RPGs to make their way back.
Yeah. We need like a full BioWare style RPG. It's all the branching paths and all of that.
Don't get me excited. I mean,
I would play it then.
I had a brush with good RPGs with Cyberpunk because when they fixed Cyberpunk,
Right.
I went through Cyberpunk and that's good RPG. Now I'm playing Starfield and like, God,
nice.
everything is like purchasable or like everything is like pick upable.
Right.
And you can sell everything and like your weight matters and all that shit. So
that's Bethesda for you. I'm a massive Elder Scrolls fan. So
yeah. So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. So we'll see kind of where that goes, especially given it's a I'm noticing how many people are going out and buying Xboxes specifically because of Starfield. So it's like,
it's good.
It was a good move on Xbox because people are like,
very much so.
Yeah, they're like, oh, PlayStation is winning out the war, which they admitted. They said PlayStation's winning the war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out Starfield because it's an amazing game, and everybody is like buying Xboxes. I've seen straight up PlayStation fanboys come out and say, "So I'm going to go out and buy an Xbox just for Starfield." And I'm like, I bet.
Nice, yeah.
It's going to be the same thing when Call of Duty goes exclusive for Xbox.
Yep, exactly. I mean, you can do whatever you want to.
Should I buy an Xbox for Starfield? Probably should, sir. Oh, there he is. Gravy's here.
Hey! It's the beard of my goatee.
Yes. I can't let the slanderous talk of systems go unabated.
Oh, dude. People are buying Xboxes just because of Starfield, and people are like on the fence going, man, should I get an Xbox because I really want to play Starfield, right? And Grave, you saw it. I mean, partially saw it on Monday because I know you were in a meeting, but I mean, you saw how fucking pretty that game is.
Oh
well,
yeah.
it okay. Here's my quick too salty rant.
Yeah.
It is Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
I'm waiting like a year.
it's
but-
all pretty with nothing in their head.
And I mean, like one of the complaints that I've seen people have for it is some of the facial like the way the facial what am I looking for, expressions. Some of the
Yeah.
expressions on some of the NPCs are very robotic, and people are like, this is like Bethesda, you guys didn't learn your shit because
Right. It's like this is Oblivion again. you
right.
know?
But what's funny is one of the developers came out and said, oh no, we know what the problem is.
Oh.
It's an issue with the ocular muscles not responding the way that they want to, but they're like,
Oh.
good news is it's an easy fix that we're actually working on already.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I guess
Yeah.
what it is when the mouth moves, there's supposed to be like the ocular muscle is supposed to move too.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, like, so you have like these expressions on the face and you're not getting any of that. And they said,
Right.
oh, we figured this out already. We thought we had it worked out, but the code that's I mean, there have been small glitches in the game, and from what I've seen,
Right.
it's not that
Again,
bad.
this is
as bad.
Bethesda.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
not-
this happens.
they're not as bad as what people were saying at first. They're saying like, oh yeah,
No, but
it's
still.
it's terrible. But I mean, like, yeah, it is Bethesda. It is
Yeah.
kind of just the it's the nature of a Bethesda game, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean,
Well-
the good thing is, again, because of live service games and the way that everything works, it's not something that's going to be hard for them to fix. Especially when the developer that was like behind that stuff already said, "Oh, we know what the problem is."
Right. Exactly.
We
Exactly.
thought we had fixed it, but I mean, I guarantee you, when they released it, it probably like backlogged the code from Oblivion because
Right.
they built it over like in the same engine or something like that, right?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
It's Creation Engine 2, I think. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's
so
the same engine. They just updated a little bit. So
right, and what ended up happening was they probably it probably reverted the code back, and they're like, oh shit, okay, so all this code-
Right. Yeah. So
See, what happened was
the
they
only
used
thing-
me as base model and very not emotional full. So
Right.
you can't really see the mouth moving sometimes with the beard. So it's hard to get these things right.
what's actually something that's remarkable is the beard shows more emotion than the graveyard.
Well, the husk that is underneath the beard is dead. So corpses
Right,
don't
you got the
generally
whole-
animate
yeah.
a lot.
Oh god. So let me switch cameras here. Seems like our guest is running a little bit late here. I sent him an email earlier, but we'll see what happens here.
all right.
Keo again,
Ooh.
changing my angle because why not? Let's go ahead and switch mics here.
See, and you can just be an all-around gamer like myself who has every system, and you don't have to pick
Yeah.
and choose. Now, granted, this is only the second game I bought for Xbox Series X since the day it came out,
Yeah.
and I have
Yeah.
30 PlayStation 5 games.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. They're not doing a really good job of like actually catering to people who did buy the Series X or Series S.
No.
Really,
It's it's how do we make games that aren't Gears of War or Forza? Well, do we make new departments for these games? No, we'll just buy people that make games.
Because the whole thing is that they had different developers, and that's been the big thing that Microsoft's been doing is buying developers up. So I mean, like,
right.
the same thing with Sony. Sony's also been doing the same thing. They've been buying a shit ton of developers, and it's mainly because they started falling behind as far as like original content goes. They've always had a really good knack for original content, but with Microsoft buying some of the big things out there, and now they're one step closer to actually buying Activision.
Right.
And Blizzard, right? They already announced a while back, which I don't know where they're at in development on this, but a while back they announced that that they were doing an Xbox exclusive World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Which
But
I was gonna say I'm excited for that. Like I that's gonna get me officially into World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I've kind of been wanting to check that out for a while, but it was just like inconvenient as hell. So
Well, then you could pull Nintendo. Like, what haven't we re-released in 27 years?
Right.
Well, I know. Our own stuff, because we lost our developers back in 1995.
Exactly.
Let's re-release. You know what game they need to re-release is Shinobi.
There's been new Shinobis.
But I want to see a new take on Shinobi. Like I want Shinobi in the vein of Ghost of Tsushima. Like make it a game that is basically a cross between Assassin's Creed and a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, but that's too hard for Nintendo people.
Right.
And make that a
I can't play this fucking game.
Like make that an announced game for the new console that supposedly is supposed to be coming out soon.
Right.
Sewong says Shinobi is a Sega property which originally merged with Xbox when it came out.
Okay.
Originally.
I was gonna say, I mean, if it's a Sega property, Nintendo owns it because Nintendo owns all the IP from Sega now.
Yes. PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, or PC, choose one. Well, James, the real answer is you choose PC, then you emulate the rest.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
PC
has everything.
As we all know, PC Master Race. So
of course.
Yeah. No, yeah. Exactly. I'm probably gonna play Starfield on PC anyway, so there you go. You know,
because the anti-aliasing is better.
Yeah. all better.
Oh yeah. Talk to Sega.
Sega.
I'll make my call in. Say along as soon as you tell Squaresoft to make RPGs for Nintendo again properly.
Right.
Properly is the word.
Right.
Right.
Which again, say Wong talking earlier in the chat here, but an announcement that we got from Sega or from Sony, sorry, is the new Final Fantasy.
Yes.
At State of Play.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Talking about Squaresoft.
Yeah.
There you go.
That reaction. God.
Yes. See, you had Nintendo, the NES for good RPGs, and you had Sega for fantasy RPGs, and then you had Super Nintendo continued on with the Final Fantasy series and great RPGs. One of the best ones being Chrono Trigger, once again by who? What's that? Oh, Square. And and then Nintendo goes, "Hey, you want to do all the stuff? Cool. We're going to do CDs." And everyone's like, yeah, we're doing the Nintendo PlayStation. They go, you know what? Instead of CDs, why don't we just do cartridges again? And then Sony was made.
There you go.
And then blew them out of the water for the next arguably 22 years.
Yeah, Sega. And it's funny. I remember when Sega CD came out, and I was excited for that. There was only 2 games that I was like really big on the Sega CD. One of them was Virtual Cop.
Yep.
And then, of course, the king of all Sega CD games and Sega Saturn games, Virtual Fighter.
Ah. See, I was personally more of a Virtual On sort of fella for the Saturn with the different joysticks that you held for mech fighting. Yeah.
You know what other game was amazing that it was just kind of like it just fizzled out and never became a thing after, which I think it had potential to become a better game, but it just never did anything. Panzer Dragon.
That was a fantastic game, and I will die on the hill saying it is a better VR game.
Yeah.
Because VR games are either shooters or point and clicks.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think that's a game that needs to. If Nintendo's going to revive an old game, bring back Panzer Dragon.
That was Sega, but
again, I say that because they own the IP.
Well, they own the IP for Rez, but Rez has been out for the PlayStation VR 1 and 2 as well.
Okay.
So that and Octopath games are Nintendo saying, well, it just took them 27 years to figure out how to make an RPG again. That's all I'm saying. It just takes a lot of time. Because they aren't going to be creating RPGs. You have to wheel your hands everywhere with the Wii. As much as you like to play
hands,
right? As much as you like to play an RPG with your hands, swinging your swords, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
there is going to be a swinging my sword game, but it's not going to be family friendly.
Like it's not already.
Is there a
There's-
game? Is there a
There's
game?
several of those, Phil. There's several of those. Don't look it up.
I was going to say, are there games that? And this is a real question. Are there actually games like that?
I do. Probably. I mean,
Yes. Let's just go with
I'm
yes.
sure. I'm almost sure there are. Yes.
Yes. We'll just go with yes, and we'll move on.
Yeah, and we're gonna move on because we.
Sword Swinger
know.
Commander 3.
What you do is you create Star Wars games that's saber fighting, and you just touch the tips.
Touching the tips.
Mhm.
And then you get extra points when you space dot.
Exactly. one of the lightsabers just starts to engulf the other one.
Oh God! Oh God!
The
Oh,
images. This is my new
Oh,
fun thing to
God.
do is just putting images in Shadu's head.
Oh, Shadu and Anna and Cams, yes, we mentally destroy them.
Why
That's
am I
great.
here?
Oh, we wreck Anna's all the time. She's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
what is wrong with you guys?
A lot.
I don't know. Someone married me, had kids with me, so something's okay, I guess.
I mean,
Well, you know, really,
I
it's the
mean,
beard,
my-
but you know.
my wife regrets marrying me. I would
How long you been married?
Oh, come on, that's
a
so
year,
short,
but we've been
Phil.
together for 7 to 8, going on
Ah,
8.
That's nice.
Well,
That's
good.
cool.
Congratulations.
Yes. I mean, three days ago and 22 years prior is when I first started talking to my wife.
Nice.
That's when those
September
random were out.
11th, 2001 was when we started talking. Something happened in the world.
I was like, wait a minute, hold on,
Hmm.
hold
I
on.
wonder why.
You're in a terrorist relationship?
I mean, anyone that has to deal with the beard is part of a terrorist relationship. As
I
it
mean,
is.
hold on. Have you seen our corgis though? That's a terrorist relationship.
There you
That's
go.
Because your corgis are terrorists. So,
right because they are. Yeah.
we know this. We've been terrorized by the corgis because they it's like how do you get a corgi to terrorize you in the middle of a show?
Mhm.
Hell if I know.
How do you get
Just
them
happens.
not to?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, do you know what our bracket is that we're starting today?
It's Star Wars shows, isn't it?
It's not Star Wars shows. It's
Oh.
sci-fi shows, live action.
Ooh.
That's not Star Trek or Star Wars, and mostly 90s and 2000 shows.
All right, I'm in.
And I predicted Say Wong will be complaining that there's no animated shows on this list, which is very accurate.
Right.
And yes, I handpicked these lists myself. So
Time to
I-
bullshit my way through something else. I mean,
What's funny is when he started going over the list, somehow I found the list of 100 that he used because he was like,
Oh.
"You're looking at the same list I was looking at." There has to be.
I mean, like I said, the bracket maker can only do 32
Mm-hmm.
without paying for it. So I can only fit 32. If this is good enough, we'll do another one.
Right.
And see how that goes. And like I said, it is mostly I picked 25, and then I need to find 7 more that are multiple season or very contributing to the sci-fi genre as TV shows are concerned.
Mhm.
Star Trek will have its own, and I will have as many votes for that as I do DC movies. So
Well, will be one of them. I will be here
yeah,
because I can do that.
because I've seen a whole 3 episodes of Star Trek.
I've
Since its
seen
inception.
all of the original series, all of Next Generation, most of Discovery, most of Deep Space Nine, most of Voyager, all of Enterprise. Yeah, so I'm
Mhm.
yeah.
All right,
Okay,
so
so.
do we want to start this sci-fi extravaganza?
Sure.
All right. So first off, we have the 2000, I believe, 7 Joss Whedon show, Dollhouse.
You said
Oh,
Joss
yeah.
Whedon, and that's just that was such a cock tease, man. I was like,
2007. 2007. All right.
yeah,
2007. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
because I mean, Joss Whedon has some good shows on this list.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All his shows are, in fact, except the leftovers are on this list.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
It's Anna Bull. Hey, Anna. All right, so we have Dollhouse, which ran for 2 seasons, which introduced us to I don't remember his name, but he was the stoner at Cabin in the Woods. You know what I'm talking about?
Phrase in the chat. I have an obligation to her, so
I heard you didn't hear Buffy, you heard Dollhouse.
she heard
You have
Joss
an
Whedon.
obligation
You heard Josh Whedon. Yes.
not be murdered by
Yeah.
your mother. So
Yes.
Yes, I do.
So
I do. We were
Dollhouse.
talking about that earlier, so again, for my security and my health.
Mhm.
hold on. So we said Dollhouse versus what now?
Dirk Gently, the Elijah Wood 2-season Dirk Gently show.
The fuck?
You didn't know that? You never seen Dirk Gently?
I have not.
It's Brad Dourif's daughter, Elijah Wood, Chief from Battlestar Galactica is in this as well.
Edward.
It's
No. Edward James almost wasn't chief.
No, the Chief.
Yeah.
So I thought this show was canceled way too soon. It was amazing. Do you even know Dirk Gently at all, Phil?
I don't, man. I do not know Dirk Gently.
I know who Dirk Gently is. I've never seen this show.
So
I'm
Dirk
familiar
Gently
with
is
the show.
essentially. Do you know who Harry Dresden is from Dresden Files, Phil?
I'm familiar with him.
So imagine a detective that also deals with chaos. That everything he happens to have luck enough to have everything goes away. So it's like Domino from the MCU meets Harry Dresden meets someone who just goes out and old noir style stories.
Oh,
Doug-
I like the idea of this. Okay, so this was on AMC. It's currently on Netflix now.
Yeah. So it's written by Douglas Adams, who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh God, I need to watch this. For that,
Yeah.
like, I'm already kind of interested because it's like, okay, I like what you're saying. I love noir stories because they're always interesting. And I'm looking at like the cast and everything on here. I'm like, okay, see. And then as soon as you said Hitchhiker's Guide, like, no, I'm watching it.
Yep,
Oh yeah.
yep.
So Douglas Adams take on detectives, and you get Dirk Gently.
I
Brilliant.
like that. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this. Get back to everybody next week. So
Okay.
I am going to push Dirk Gently through, I think. So
You're gonna say Dirk Gently? I
Yep.
mean, I'm saying Dirk Gently as well, just because it is an amazing, amazing show. See, Wong says not Dollhouse, so that's Dirk Gently.
all right.
So Phil, if we have to have a viewing party of Dirk Gently, we will, because it is amazing.
I think I am gonna go with the consensus on this one, just because I wasn't a big fan of Dollhouse either. So I'm gonna go.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go with Dirk Gently by default on this one.
Oh no.
I
I
mean, the
think I
only
may
thing-
be under threat. I may be
Yeah.
under-
I mean, don't get me wrong. Dollhouse had Alan Tudyk. It had every cast that you can think of from Josh Whedon's universe that he uses. So it was
Right.
great.
And I love Alan Tudyk. I do.
Oh yes.
Alan Tudyk is easily one of my favorite actors in general, just between voice acting and the characters that he plays. I mean, who else can play a fucking pirate that's not a pirate in a movie? I mean,
Look, Frey,
oh, she's mad.
it's Douglas Adams. Okay.
It's Douglas Adams.
She straight up was like, "What the fuck?"
And just like that, we're all gonna die. Me, I'm already dead. So
Right.
the beard will find a new host if this one becomes just depreciated.
I'll take
Yes, Alan Tudyk was sublime.
it. I agree. Yes.
But
Yes.
it was weird to see Alan Tudyk as a villain. I will say that, as like a straight out psychopath.
But to be fair, he also plays an amazing villain in Doom Patrol.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. What comic company is that under?
DC. I know, I get it, but I mean, regardless of your feelings on that, it was a great show. You don't have to be a fan of DC because the only tangential relationship it has with the greater DC universe is the fact that Cyborg's in it. it was a really good show, and his character was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. All right. So Cam and Anna both say Dollhouse. So that's 3 votes for Dollhouse and 5 for Jerk Gently. So Jerk Gently moves on. All right. I don't know how I'm gonna pick this one.
Oh no.
These are all some of my favorite shows. So this is like, picking my favorite kid, which you know who you are if you're listening.
Is your son listening
I
though?
see.
That's the question.
No one listens to anything I do.
That's what I was like. He doesn't think his dad is funny.
I live in a
Like,
graveyard.
the difference being like, Shadu was listening to his mom's show, and now he's a regular host on the show. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want my
Yeah, these
8-year-old
things happen.
son, if you want my 8-year-old son to come on the show where he thinks Vader is revealed to be Luke's father in Return of the Jedi, you can absolutely have him on. He's wrong. He's wrong, and he'll argue.
Okay, I definitely want this to happen now.
okay, your 8-year-old son said, "What about Vader?"
That he's like, oh, because he finally watched the movies. He played the entire Skywalker saga Lego.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh, you find out that Vader is Luke's father in Return of the Jedi. I go, no, it's Empire Strikes Back, and he wants them
Empire.
proceeded to argue. And my wife goes, let him think that. I'm like, but he's wrong.
Like that's exactly my reaction is, but he's wrong.
Exactly.
Right. He's out of line. He's wrong.
Exactly. He's got to learn. He's got to learn.
Yeah, no, there are certain truths in the world,
Mhm.
Time will continue marching on. The only absolutes are death and taxes, and
Mhm.
The beard.
Darth, and the beard.
beard, right, of course, beard.
And Darth Vader is Luke's father. So,
Mhm.
Right.
dude, Darth Vader is revealed to be Luke's father in I almost went full Irish right there.
Oh, Darth Vader is filled to be Luke's father.
That's it, fodder. And
Maybe Luke's
Vader,
father.
Vader
That's
is
a
his
movie.
father in Empire, not Jedi.
Yes.
Oh, Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
All right. So next up we have now. I've been clarify this. The 2003 originally as a miniseries Battlestar Galactica
Oh.
versus Eureka.
Hold on, which Battlestar are we talking? We're talking about the one from the 90s with Edward James Olmos, right?
Early 2000s when it started. 2003.
Oh, the new. I never watched the new one.
I have.
That's with Edward James Olmos though. Yeah, the 2001s is Edward James Olmos, and Chief. So you know who I was talking about. So you know exactly who that is.
Okay, no, so because I don't know if it's out yet or if it came out. There was another Battlestar series that they came out with.
There was Caprica and there was Blood and Steel.
Okay, yeah, the new ones I didn't see.
No, no one did, and that's why they went away. And they're awful.
But Battlestar with Edward James Olmos and what's her name? She played Starburst. What was her name? Starbuck.
Yes.
I knew it was some kind of Star
Katie
Candy.
Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yes. Yes, that one.
And also Bo-Katan and The Mandalorian.
Well, that too.
And then yeah.
Also a horror person in Halloween Resurrection, which no one remembers either. So, I mean, so you see Battlestar Galactica had a lot of new faces to the sci-fi show,
Right.
Eureka took every face you've seen from any sci-fi show in the 90s and 2000s and put it on Eureka. Because
Right.
you have Daniel Jackson from Stargate SG-1. You have Colin Ferguson, from the short-lived American remake of Coupling for all 8 episodes. You had Lisa Mendoza from Gargoyle's voice in it. Yeah.
Was she the one female gargoyle?
No, she's the cop.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, she was not. I can't think of her name. I don't remember her. But yes, the one with Grace Park. Say Wong. And yet, yes, hey, Frey girl, someone else watched American Coupling with me. Woo! I'm so glad. Eureka has the dad from Honey I Shrunk the Kids playing an Australian, not the neighbor dad.
I was gonna say the dad was fucking Rick Moranis, man. Like,
Right. Keanu Reeves' partner in Speed, Joe Morton.
Whoa.
So you watch the entire show, you go, hey, I know that face from something else, but you don't remember what. He's like, oh, he was that technician that opened the Stargate once.
Right. Once.
Once.
You know, man.
Whoa.
It did have Felicia Day in it. And Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton?
Will Wheaton.
This is Eureka had all these characters in it?
Yeah.
Kind of a sci-fi show without Will Wheaton.
Right. And he plays a dick because that's what Will Wheaton does. He plays dicks on TV shows.
Will Wheaton is a dick, so
Well,
have you guys ever seen like any show that he's been on or like where he plays himself?
yes.
He has tried to calibrate or tried to cultivate this image of himself being an asshole.
Mhm.
And from what I understand, he's actually like one of the coolest dudes ever.
Oh yeah.
But the character that he has created on every show that he's ever been on is that Will Wheaton as an adult is an asshole.
Yes.
And I love that he's so meta with himself that he can do that.
And yes, Frey Girl's right. Joe Morton does play Cyborg Stag in Doom Patrol. I thought he also played him in Batman v Superman, Justice League with Cyborg, right? Pretty sure he plays dad then too. For me, because I'm going Eureka, and for one reason and one reason alone. The people that produced Battlestar Galactica also made Bubba Hotep. Bruce Campbell was supposed to be the 13th Cylon, and he never appeared. So they had a chance at Bruce Campbell, and they squandered it. So therefore, they lose to me.
So you're like, fuck these people because Bruce Campbell.
Right. Because no Bruce Campbell.
That's
Yes.
fair. That's fair. Checks out.
Like they took Bruce Campbell from me, so I'm taking my vote from you.
Exactly. Cam and Anna say Eureka as well.
I'm actually surprised at the amount of people that are voting against Battlestar, because Battlestar is one of those shows that is considered one of the best sci-fi shows on TV, and everybody's voting against it.
Yes. The Say Wong's not.
Thank you, Say Wong.
Because there's humanoid robots, so that's probably why.
Fucking Cylons, man.
They're toasters. They should be toasters, all right?
Have you not seen the Cylon toasters?
I have seen the Silent Toaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are real things. They have
I know.
Cylon toasters, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So I'm going Bears, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, so is Frey.
Can we say beer, beats, and or beats, beers, and Battlestar Galactica?
Yes. Yes. Battlestar Galactica because Grace Park. Interesting.
I mean,
But
I don't blame you.
Mean Yay, the actress, she was in Eureka, so say Wong. Come on. She's a staple in the sci-fi world.
It's like Summer Glau. How like she's like a big thing, which we'll get to Summer Glau here at some point.
Yes,
because we're gonna be talking Firefly. So,
all right, young Phil. What's your vote? Because your vote is the tiebreaker as of right now.
Oh, I'm gonna piss a lot of people off here.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Battlestar Galactica.
You're not invited to my nerd out when I do it next. It's over Eureka.
You're uninvited from my show.
All All right. Well,
You're not allowed on my show anymore.
Who's moving on, Gravy?
Yes, Battlestar Galactica does take it. Next we have a show that I know Cam does not like, Stranger Things,
Mm.
versus the Noah Wiley led Falling Skies.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Fallen Skies was good. I will throw that out there wholeheartedly and say that it was a good show. But that being said, Stranger Things is easily one of the best sci-fi shows on TV.
I think they're shouting at me right now. I can hear them all the way from Idaho, and they all shouted Stranger Things at me. My eardrum popped.
So yeah, I go Stranger Things all the way here.
Should
I
you?
feel like I have to go Stranger Things on principle because it introduced a bunch of new people to D&D.
Oh yes,
So,
it did.
I feel like I have to go on principle here. So Stranger Things.
Seolong has yet to see Stranger Things.
Oh man,
I'm wearing a D&D shirt. It feels like I need to.
yeah. There was an entire it really did introduce an entire generation to D&D.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
exactly.
because unfortunately, what they don't show enough, honestly, about D&D in that show is the satanic panic that existed in the 80s.
Exactly.
They briefly touched on it,
Last season they touched on it. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know people personally who had their D&D books burned by
Yes.
people because of the satanic panic in the 80s.
Gods.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, they touched on it. Right? I mean, like it was kind of that was the whole persecution of going after
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah,
Yes.
it was that. It was they kind of touched on the satanic panic. I'm hoping next season they kind of one of the side antagonists, because they always have like kind of like the side antagonists going on in the show. I'm hoping that one of the side antagonists is going to be parents and Fallout, like basically spoilers for the end of last season, but there's a big ass sinkhole in the middle of the city. This is supposed to take place like a year later or something like that, right? And it's like, okay, how are parents not going to blame this on the devil?
Right.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
And they're going to go after these kids who are into D&D, and they're going to go really like hard on the satanic panic.
Yes, Camp, satanic panic is mentioned in season 4, but it's not what the truth actually was like in the 80s.
The satanic panic was way worse in real life than
Way
he
Yes.
portrayed in the show.
Yes. They also missed the fact that 1986, they could have blamed it on Chernobyl.
I'm so sorry, Bob. I'm so sorry, Bray.
Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's the sad thing.
Yes. Yes, there will be time skip because they're like 20 now. So yes, there's definitely a time skip for sure.
Well, they said there was going to be a time skip, and that's also that this is going to be the last season because the kids are basically aging out. So there's no point in then continuing on the story
Of this main series, yes, there are spin-offs in the works. Maybe
Right.
they're dead now. Who knows?
but it won't be like Stranger Things the way it is. So
No, it'll be
things stranger.
It'll be the strangest things.
That's the strangest things.
And the other thing is is it going to be the same showrunners? If it's not the same showrunners, it's not going to be as good. So
No, it'll be the Stargate universe of the Stranger Things world. All right, so Stranger Things surprisingly moved on past Falling Skies with Seolong's one vote.
it's good. Fallen Skies was not a bad show. Just Stranger Things it's one of those shows that is easily one of the best shows on TV. So
Yes. All right, next up. Sometimes you have to go back to the island. Or it's not Penny's boat.
Lost. We're
So
talking
it's Lost.
That's a lot of genres. That's not just sci-fi. That is a lot of genres.
but
It's
genre
sci-fi.
Lost
It's
is primarily sci-fi though. It's
Yeah, it is primarily sci-fi. There's a lot there.
It's sci-fi because it's hard to believe people sat between a year and a half between seasons or episodes. That is the most unbelievable thing about that.
That is science. That is speculative fiction right there.
Yes. So it's Lost versus The Expanse.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So sadly, The
I've seen
Expanse I
neither
have
of
not
these.
watched. Yeah, I was going to say I have not watched The Expanse. It's one of
You
those shows
really
that's on my
should.
list. I know it's one of those shows
Yeah,
that's on
no,
my
I
list.
really need to.
Shows that I
Yeah.
need to watch, right? And I've always heard good things about it. I've never heard anything negative about The Expanse.
Mhm.
And I mentioned this last week when we were talking about shows, but Amazon Studios exists because of The Expanse.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's got to be a good show if a dude is
Mhm.
willing to buy an entire studio just so that he can recreate a show that him and his son love so much, and we're pissed off that they canceled. So
Exactly.
Why is James calling us?
Oh no.
is he calling us?
He's calling me.
Oh no.
He's not calling me.
Don't pick it up, Graveyard. Don't pick it up.
Why is he calling? Well, James, why are you calling me?
Get the comments.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you haven't seen either?
I know I have not seen either. I really want to watch The Expanse. I'm not going to sit through Lost, but I really want to watch The Expanse.
Now I have watched Lost, and it's kind of Lost suffers from the same problem that Game of Thrones suffers from, where the end of the show just fucking sucks. So it's
All
like-
right. So James wants me to answer because he can't call you Phil.
Okay, so just play it live on screen. We'll hear what.
All right. Well, I will.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Let's do a voice call.
He's gonna be like, "Am I live on the show right now? Yeah, take me off."
Hey, you're on the microphone.
What's up? Yeah,
Yes.
you're on. What's up?
What's up?
Hey, well, I just talked to Clint from Lake Tahoe Con, and he's ready, except he doesn't have access to a computer right now. So I was
You
hoping
can do it on the phone.
between you and Philippe, you guys could work some magic and do a phone call interview with Clint, like now, whenever.
He can do it on his phone.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
call us from the phone.
He just needs to open the link from his phone, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Anytime you call,
Yeah, he can just dial in, just do audio too, if he doesn't want to have a camera on.
it's just going to be audio.
Okay, yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have him click the link and then dial in. We'll add him for voice only.
Okay, because I think you need the phone number.
No, like I said, unless he doesn't have internet on his phone, but he can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just click on the link and do audio only.
I don't even know if that'll work with the phone he's using, but we'll see. All right, I'll call.
All right. Well, let's find
Okay.
out. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
All right.
I-
Real quick. Hey, so if that doesn't work, can you just call Philippe?
Yeah,
Am I
Philippe,
on right now?
Yeah,
you are.
well,
Philippe should be able to plug in his phone to his audio equipment too.
yeah, I should be able to do that, so that should be fine.
Hi, Internet. Hi, everybody.
Hey, you're on the show on Thursday. Wow.
Ah.
He decided not to be on the disconcerting jet right now.
All right, bye. Live in studio, it's James.
It's James 5000.
Exactly.
Radio's like, that's right, I have access.
Yes.
Oh no.
All right. Okay. Cam will be casting a vote also. So let's see here. Where were we? I think Shadu, you're saying what were you voting for? Do you want something that has accurate depictions of what it's like to be in space? Or do you want Lost with inaccurate depictions of being on a deserted island?
It seems like we have a bias.
No.
There's a definite bias here.
on the principle of hard sci-fi, I'm gonna go with The Expanse. So
Okay. Phil?
I have not watched The Expanse, but everything that I hear about it is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for everything that Lost did right, there was still a lot that was wrong.
it really lost its way.
Yeah, I mean,
If you only watch the first season and nothing else, it's a great show.
If you watch the first season of Game of Thrones and nothing else, it's a great show.
That too.
if you watch the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones, let's be fair.
Just not 8. Let's just stop at 6.
Just like
stop at 6.
Stop at like 5 or 6. You're good.
Yeah, because season 7 was an abomination. But I mean, like, still,
stop where George R. R. Martin stopped. There you go.
Yeah, that's exactly
All right.
it. Wherever George R. R. Martin stopped, that's where you should stop.
All right, so Cam and Anna, what are you guys' votes, Phil? So what's you
Anna?
voting for? Not Penny's Boat or The Expanse?
Penny's boat.
Not Penny's Boat.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I am gonna go with the Expanse.
Okay. As well you should, sir. All right, so Cam voted and Anna voted for Lost, and the rest of
How
us
dare you?
Say Wong. Someone else voted for Lost, right? No, I think it just might be Cam and Anna at this point in time. So the Expanse moves on, and we're gonna have to definitely have a viewing party of the Expanse as well. The books are freaking amazing. I'm in book 6 of 9 right now.
Nice.
So I highly recommend watching the TV show and reading the books. They go great companion series.
The best thing is James is like, plug your phone into the mixer. How do you think the music's playing right now, dude?
I assumed you sacrificed a goat.
That too. It's a combination.
Okay. Because that's how all technology works, is magic through goat
Right.
sacrifices.
Sir, my phone is good to go. James, you can go ahead and text me, call me now.
Do what phones were built for.
Yeah, exactly.
Eager nerds are standing by.
To take your call and your money.
Especially money.
We're poor nerds. We want your money.
And don't say that 3 times fast.
We're poor nerds. We want your money. We're poor nerds. We want your money. We're poor nerds. You want your money.
Hey, you know what? We don't nerd shame. If you want to be a porn nerd, you can be a porn nerd all you want.
Exactly.
All right? We only shame you if you vote for Lost.
Such as Cam and Anna have done.
All right. So he's gonna be calling you, Phil. While we're waiting for Clint to come, we have definitively the worst Stargate show, Stargate Universe. I'm not biased in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what anyone's talking about.
Completely unbiased.
Oh yeah,
Stargate Universe, aka the show that our friend was on.
The pinnacle. He is the pinnacle of journalism.
yes. I am the oh no, I'm not the Fox News. So for anyone who doesn't know Stargate Universe, it's hey, we're on a ship.
I am the Eggman. All right, guys, I'm gonna answer the phone here. Give me a second.
All right.
Oh, exciting.
Ooh. What's gonna happen?
Hello. Oh, hold on. I think I may have it on the wrong thing. I do have it on the wrong thing. All right, hold on. All right, now, Clint, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. There we
Yes.
go.
Good times.
Yeah, I answered the phone, but it went to my phone and not to the mixer, and I'm like, oh, great, okay.
It's all good. I'm using a flip. I'm old school, so I get it.
Flip phones still exist?
Yeah, I know.
It's all right. It's
It's
okay.
all busted up and everything, so it's all time to get a new one eventually.
It's all right. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Clint, it's great hearing from you here, man. Welcome to Distance Nerding.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Can Clint hear us?
Yeah, I hear y'all just fine. It's all
Oh,
good.
good. Good.
Awesome. Awesome.
The magic of podcasting.
Yes.
Exact.
How many goats? Oh.
You say how many goats? Like how many goats did I sacrifice for this?
Yes. Yeah.
7.
Okay.
7.
That's
He knows the magic.
yes.
Yeah. God, I got 2 mages on here.
Well, Clint, let's start off with this, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, man. Like, how did you get into kind of con promoting? Because this isn't the only con that you promote, correct?
No, I actually do several in the Midwest. I started setting up at shows back in 1992, 93. And it was when Shaquille O'Neal was hitting the NBA, and all his basketball cards were high as hell, price wise. And I was like, man, I'm going to start selling some of these at card shows. And then I started doing that and getting out of high school and started college, and I started doing other shows for toys and comics. And in, 2012, I started actually deciding like, hey, I'm going to do a show on my own. And it started out here in Colorado Springs in Colorado. And we had about, 450, 500 people walk through the door.
Oh, wow.
And there's no celebrities involved. There's literally an old school show. No
like
celebrities, just every free admission, whole 9 yards.
Yeah, OG Comic Con, like an actual
Exactly. That's how they started it out back in the day.
Right.
And so that just kind of snowballed and kept going. And eventually I started having other shows in other states. And it just kind of blew up on me, and here we are.
Nice.
Amazing, man.
Where about the Midwest did you start this?
I started in Colorado. Like I say, I was born and raised in Salina, Kansas,
Okay.
and did a couple there. Then I did some in Oklahoma, in Enid, Oklahoma, and then Wyoming,
Hey.
all the way up to Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is about, 45-minute drive from the Canadian border. And then down in Beaumont, Texas, which is about a 35-minute drive from the Mexican border. So it's just like literally border to border Midwest.
Look at that. You're connecting here with Shadu over here.
Yeah.
Shadu lives in Tulsa.
Yep. I'm in Tulsa,
Okay.
Oklahoma.
I wasn't that far away back in August. So
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm from the Chicago area myself.
okay. I'm a Cubs fan, so it's good.
I am south side Chicago.
All right, we got to go south side on this. Okay.
Yeah.
Just remember that Robin Ventura got his ass kicked by Nolan Ryan back in the day. So
Yeah.
Shots have been fired.
I mean, how do Cubs fans drink their Coors Light? Watered down.
How does anybody drink Coors Light watered down?
Yeah, I don't drink. No. I'm a Hennessy fan, so I'm good.
He gets down on the Hennessy. I'm a whiskey drinker, so I mean, go with that.
Nothing wrong with Jameson. Nothing wrong with any of that stuff at all, too. So it's good.
All right,
So,
so you started in 2012 doing like bigger cons in the Colorado area, correct?
Yeah, smaller ones in the Colorado area. It was funny. My first show I did is in a what was it? It's a hotel. I can't remember the name of it exactly. I think it was the Clarion Hotel, maybe. But long story short is there was a murder in that hotel about 3 weeks before the show.
Oh God,
Lord.
And the show, it's funny because it gets better. The show was on the second floor in this event center. And walking up you didn't want to take the elevator because people, were trapped on the elevator half the time. It was kind of scary. Not in a good part of town. And it was just like they had mushrooms, literally mushrooms growing in the corners on some of the stairs from the carpet that got wet like, a year beforehand. I mean, it was a kind of a sketchy place.
sounds like great.
It went well. It was great. We did good. I mean, I was happy. The vendors, I've had vendors that have been with me since day one of that show. that still go with me to shows in all the states I do.
Nice.
And the second show I did was at same hotel, and I can't remember the guy's name that ran it, but the Toy Hunter that came on, I think it was National Geographic or Travel Channel back in the day.
Mhm.
They did a show. They did a stop there and did a broadcast from that too.
Nice.
Wow.
That's see
So
now
I
we're
knew
gonna
I
have to
was
go and
onto
look it up.
something right.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's like Fire and Ice or something's the name of the episode. I think it was season 2, but it's the one they did in Colorado Springs.
Interesting. Like I said, we're gonna have to look that up and check it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. But it was just, I mean, and I was like, when they called me and decided they were going to do that show, I was like, yeah, I'm onto something here. And so we started doing, other shows, and been kind of bouncing around Colorado because hotel prices for event centers and stuff like that, they get expensive.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and I'd never charged until I started doing out-of-state shows because it's just like, the event center, they need to make their money. And so I was like, well, I'm breaking even doing these, so I might as well keep going and see what happens.
Wow. That's
Well,
yeah. I can only imagine, and a lot of people tell me where I'm at. There's a lot of cons, but I feel like just more on the West Coast. There's so many more cons going on all the time than the Chicago area.
Well,
Maybe
that's like it's in Texas too. I mean, every weekend there's 2 or 3 cons in Texas. Every weekend it seems like.
There's a lot of cons in Texas. I know that.
And that's kind of why I started doing the shows how I do them. I do them in smaller cities where, the population's like less than, 70, 80,000 people, because the more people come out to it, you can't do a show in New York or Chicago or anything like that. Nobody's going to know about it.
Because there's so
But
many
you
shows.
do a show in a smaller city that has like 40,000, 60,000. People know about it. The news, the newspaper, they bring on, local radio, they talk about it, and it just brings more people to it.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
makes
great.
it more personable that way.
Good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that's one of the other cons that we work with. That's kind of like their strategy too, is going into small towns and things like that. So it's,
Mm-hmm.
it's you tend to get people who are clamoring for it and not wanting to go all the way to like a major city just to go to a con. So you bring it to them, and it's like it's a bigger deal for the people, for the local population.
Exactly. And plus, like, I mean, any celebrities that we get to do a show like a smaller town, they're happier too because more people come out to see them that don't usually get to go, like you said, to the bigger cities and everything like that. So they kind of, enjoy the smaller atmosphere, and it's a lot better for everybody, I think.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So James from a chat wants to know, Clint, so how did you end up in Tahoe, especially not being in California or Nevada?
So the guy that used to run the event center in Enid, Oklahoma, where I'd been doing a few shows at, he got transferred to Tahoe. And I was like one of the first people he called when that event center started opening up, or they were building it basically. I was one of the first calls he made to be like, hey, I want to do a con here. Because the shows we've done in Enid, Oklahoma had been doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, I want to try it here and see what we can do. And I had talked to him 2 nights ago, I think it was. Our pre-sales are already at 1,000 tickets pre-sold.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So I'm expecting this to be, a great time.
That is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I mean, we've had shows where, I have 1,000 total. And never have I had one that's this big as far as pre-sale sales. So I'm expecting to be a good turnout.
Absolutely. So let's talk about not just the guests, but kind of like, if there's any vendors that you off the top of your head that are just like, what are some of the attractions to the con aside from the celebrities? We'll talk about the guests that you guys are going to have.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about celebrities in a minute. I've got basically vendors coming from Texas, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma. I think I've got one guy coming from North Dakota that does a show. Locals around from California, Nevada, all that area, locals for you guys. We're going to have stuff like toys, comics, pops, everything basic that you could think of for a con. There's going to be some vintage stuff like, old Star Wars and G.I. Joe and Transformers. And imagine 1983 called and threw up a Kmart in the toy aisle. And that's kind of what we're having, that one or two spaces of it too, So it's just kind of hit and miss. There's going to be a lot of artists. There's going to be a couple lightsaber displays.
Right, because our friends,
stuff like that.
I was going to say, our friends over at Kyber Kid are going to be there.
Yes.
I didn't know Van was going to be
I
there.
saw that name on the list too.
Awesome. Yeah,
So
there
we're
are.
gonna like okay, we're gonna kind of multi area. We're gonna hit any genre we can. We're trying to get it. So, I've been on that side of the table where I'm selling. I've been on the table, side of the table where I'm looking for stuff. And if you go to a con and there's 10 vendors, and you don't find the thing you're looking for, that show's probably not going to be around much longer.
Right.
If you go to a show because I've got about right now, I think we're at 94, 96 tables.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I'm thinking exactly. And it's it's going to be good. I'm just adding, I was working on the map earlier tonight and I'm just getting everything placed wise and everything like that as we go. And it's going to be good.
Mm.
It's funny because I was, I work a regular job too, so I was up by Tahoe today. It's not close. It's a 2-hour drive, but I had a job. I had a job in Truckee, which is the next town over. So,
yeah, I work a full time in the mornings and afternoons. I work at a grade school here in Colorado. So,
okay.
Nice. And for myself, everyone that watches the show knows I'm a big horror nerd. Do you have any specifically, you talk about different genres? Do you see a lot of more horror things coming to cons as you've been doing this?
there's actually been some cons. I know there's a con that's coming out. I don't know when it was, this weekend or next weekend or in a month from now. It's called Spawn Con.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to be all Spawn related merchandise and everything like that. But horror cons are really hitting really hard too lately. There's literally it's just like horror cons. It's just around the Midwest and New York, everything like that. But you know, I mean, I'm sure I will have vendors that have horror merchandise. We have one of the guys that does Stitch tunes, Stitch from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
He has several hundred different versions of Stitch that I guess he owns the rights to Stitch.
Ooh.
And he does any kind of artwork for Stitch in, any kind of NFL, NBA versus, Freddy Krueger, anything like that you can think of.
Ooh.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's as in like I said, Chicago area, as I've been doing my side for podcasting about horror movies and stuff like that for a little over a year now. I'm starting another show, and I'd love to be able to go out to all these cons. There are New Jersey, New York. There's like Creature Con and Sinister Con out in the West Coast as well. I'd love to be able to hit those up one day.
Sinister Creature Con.
Yes.
That'd be fun. I mean, I'd love to go to some of those, but it's just like with my schedule at work and school and everything like that, I usually only can do shows in the summers.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been planning on this one for about a year now, trying to get the dates lined out. So I was like, there's no way I'm missing this show.
Yeah. So someone in the chat wants to know, you talk about, getting all the vendors and artists, stuff like that. How do you go about reaching out to them? Do you put something out there, or do they contact you typically, or is it a mix of both?
99% of the time, when I put that on the Facebook page, or I'm sorry, the website,
mm-hmm.
and I just have a link, an email to the website from there. Be like, if you'd like to be a vendor or exhibitor or anything like that, just send me an email. And that's how I usually get the emails, and I send out the reservation form once I get the email, and then once I send the reservation form back in, they're good to go.
Awesome.
I keep my shows very chill, very low key. I don't want the headache of bigger shows.
Right.
because I do all this stuff by myself. I do this whole show on my own.
Wow, that's impressive.
And I do have the event center support and help and everything like that as far as staffing that part goes and helping, set up tables and whatnot. But as far as like doing the promoting, they'll help do a lot of that. It's kind of like a co-pro between me and the event center. So I get all the stuff. I get all the vendors. I get all the celebrities. I get all that stuff lined up myself. And then they help, the finishing touches.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Oh yeah.
And it's weird too, because I'll get a phone call and I'm like, this is, say Sam Jones. And I'm like, why is Sam Jones calling me of all people? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I love Sam Jones, man. It's been a couple years since I've seen him last, but I mean, like Sam Jones. The first time I ever did an interview with Sam Jones, he switches it on and off, like and at an instant, right? So like when he switches on, and he's in character. It is the funniest thing ever, because we're talking to him and it's just like, okay, yeah, so we're gonna do this, and then and he's just like, calm, normal guy. And then as soon as the camera turns on, hey, so Sam, we're here with Sam Jones. Sam, who's your favorite superhero? He goes, what did he say? He goes, Flash Gordon. Next question.
All right, yeah.
And I was like, okay, well then who's your favorite superhero, super villain? He goes, Ming the Merciless. I mean, who else would it be? And I was like,
his idol is Ted, and stuff like this. So it's like, yeah.
It's funny how you see his character on Ted, and that's the character he plays when he's on. But then as soon as the camera's off, as soon as the camera's off, consummate professional. Like he's like the coolest guy. Like, and I was just like, oh my God.
He's so chill. He's very chill, and I mean, very genuine, nice guy. I mean, I've met a lot of celebrities, and he's just like, I mean, he's always like, I'll get a Christmas text from him every year and stuff like this. So it's just nice.
Yeah. No, I love Sam Jones, man. Is he going to be there both days, or is he just going to be there on one day?
Everybody's going to be there scheduled for Saturday all day, and then Sunday till probably about 2 to 4. We close at 4.
Okay.
Some of them might have to run out by about 2 or so, but usually, honestly, the con's over by 2 anyways on most days on Sunday, because it just dies off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just typical of any show.
Right.
But I foresee Sam De La Rosa, Sam Jones. I'm seeing everybody except maybe 1 or 2 people that can't be there or that will be there the whole day on Sunday and Saturday both.
I asked mostly because I have to work on Saturday, so it's like, oh man, if I can only go up on Sunday, I want to go up there and say hi and mostly, I mean, in support of you guys, but also just I haven't seen Sam Jones in forever, so I want to see the guy again.
Oh, definitely. And I know he'll be there most day on Sunday, both, because I know he flies out Sunday afternoon at like 6 or so from Reno. So he needs to probably be at the airport by about 4. So he'll probably need to leave there by about 2:30 or 3. He'll probably have to take off, but he'll be there in the morning and the afternoon, part of the afternoon for sure.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, Phil, James is already saying he wants to help out with the shows and start planning them out. So you just go there next time with James.
Bring it.
James wants to help the show.
Yeah. I think he said he's going to fly out Shadu and I and Frey as well on his dime. That's really awesome of James.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it, James.
Well, I mean, that's why we have
James.
that's why we have the distance nerding jets. I mean,
Right.
Exactly.
We got the jet. It's all fueled up, ready to
Well,
go.
it's not invisible.
It is an invisible jet. So
Yes.
Oh hell, we're all in trouble now.
Yeah.
are we in trouble because
Do not use the bathroom. Do not use the bathroom on the
Exactly.
jet.
Don't use the bathroom and make sure you're actually wearing some clothes.
Right?
There's no nightclub on this jet.
No one told me clothes were required. Come on.
The beard or all the clothes he needs.
Exactly. So speaking of people like Sam Jones, chat wants to know, how do you go about choosing talent for a certain show, or do you how do you reach out to them, or do you have people contacting you like kind of yearly as you grow? How's that process typically work out for you?
I usually, once somebody's worked with me for a show, like Sam Jones did a couple shows with me already in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get a new show, I'm like, hey, I've got a show on this date. If you're available, love to have you. And it just kind of morphs into a little, little display of that, like, yes, I can make it, or no, I've already got something planned that weekend. And it just kind of, moves around with schedule.
Awesome. That's awesome. Especially recurring guests. I mean, that they clearly like working with you and want to come back, and you guys have that relationship. It's amazing. I'm astounded by.
It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something right.
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 I mean, but isn't that the feeling that all of us have? I mean, we always think the same thing, like, oh man, people want to talk to us.
I know. It's like,
Must be doing
how did that
something right.
happen? Yeah, exactly.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's even worse and kind of more disturbing that I work at a grade school. So it's like, oh yeah.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, yes.
Right. So it's talking to me for something positive,
Yeah.
Like, hi, I am a. So hold on. At the grade school, are you a teacher or are you?
I'm in charge of lunch, recess, extracurriculars.
Okay.
Anything like that. So it's, glorified.
Yeah.
But we have 920 students at the school, and it's K through 6.
Holy crap!
God.
Wow.
We're one of the biggest grade schools in the state of Colorado.
Wow.
A lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every time, like I'll have kids that have been there for like 4 or 5 years that I've talked to every day. And like, what's my name? I'm like, I don't know your name.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to remember your name.
And then I turn around and there's little Billy or little Timmy that are running around. And I tell my kids all the time, like, if I learn your name, that's not a good thing.
Right.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't want me to know your name.
No.
Exactly. I'm like, hey, you with the teeth in your mouth, shut your mouth.
Man, so I see I'm on your website right now that some of your celebrities. You have Mark Dodson, who did Salacious Crumb, and obviously Gremlin voices. Yeah, yeah, and I also see friend of a show and Alan Fernandez as well that we talked to,
and C. Andrew Nelson.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Andrew and Alan, they do a lot of shows together.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, they do. They tend to do a lot of shows together. Drew is part of the reason that this show even exists.
Okay.
So we the whole thing with the show is it started off with like, okay, I want to build Legos on live stream, right? I just want to build Lego on live stream, and I didn't want to do it by myself, so I had a friend that came on and just did comedy. He was an improv comedian. And that kind of started off everything. And then somebody lined up for us to interview C. Andrew Nelson. And so I was like, okay, well, let's do it on the build. I'll do an interview while I'm building Lego. And to sweeten the pot, I'm going to build Vader's head while we're doing it.
Ooh.
All right. And he had so much fun on that first episode. He was like, can I come back next week? And he's like, I will clear up my schedule if you guys let me come back next week. And I was like, yeah, let's do it, man. And then that's also awesome. Where the brackets came from, because we were like, okay, well, what's something fun that we can do with Vader? How about best Star Wars character?
Ooh.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And we did a bracket for best Star Wars character. And C. Andrew Nelson basically started this entire show. Because after that, it was like, this was fun. Let's continue doing this. So that's how we got into interviewing celebrities while I build Lego, or interviewing, and then we started getting local comic book artists and filmmakers and things like that, and just people saying like, oh, I want your show seems fun, we want to come on. So then that's where we also started doing like, okay, well, let's start promoting cons on these shows too. So that's kind of how the birth of the show came from. So we've been doing this about 2 years now. And and Drew was part of the reason that that the show came to be what it is.
Genuine people.
Yeah, I love Drew to death.
And James kindly reminding me that I sponsored a con earlier this year that Drew Nelson was at. I knew Alan was there. I don't remember Drew being on there, but I couldn't go. That's 2,200 miles away from me.
Was it?
It's KyberCon 3.
Was it Sinister Creature Con?
Kyber Cave?
Oh, KyberCon. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. So I have his autograph then, don't So So what you're saying is I should thank him because this show became possible, which may let me be able to be on the show and then start my own show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Dominoes fall.
Oh yeah, yeah. So tell us, we can get the tickets from what? LakeTahoeCon.com, correct?
Well, there's a link to the Ticketmaster off that website,
Okay.
and that takes you to the Ticketmaster site. Honestly, though, to save money off of Ticketmaster fees and everything, pick up your tickets day of the show that morning or that afternoon, whenever you show up on Saturday or Sunday at the box office, and you save Ticketmaster fees, and just roll with that. It'll save you a few bucks that way.
Nice. And 10, the doors open at 10 both days, or they open a little bit earlier?
Yes, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. I said I wish I could go. I mean,
Oh, yeah, me too.
The invisible jet may be outside my house. I just can't see it. So
Right. We do not know where we parked.
He's like, I lost it. I lost it.
Mhm.
Why didn't give you the keys in the first place?
There's no beeper on that thing, huh?
Nope. You just run into
Nope.
it, you know it's there. That's about it.
Oh, you're like, oh,
Yep.
there.
The same problem that Diana has whenever she's looking for it. So
Yep.
Mhm. So yeah, obviously you have the celebrities, you have the vendors, you have the artists. Do you have any panels going on during the show?
So my big story about panels, I've had, I don't know how many shows out of state, in state, and everything like this. And we have panels planned and like all this stuff ready for it. And you do all this prep. 4 people show up for the panel.
Wow.
And it's like,
Man.
damn. Then I have one panel like nobody showed up for at all. And then I've had some panels. The most people I've had at a panel that I've ever had at a show of mine is 17.
Huh.
yeah, it's
And I mean, it's good for those people, but it's just a pain for whoever's running the panel. Like they feel like unappreciated and stuff like this, so they didn't want to do another panel.
Yeah.
So we just decided, on a first time show, we're going to just kind of keep it literally. We're going to go the old school trade show route with some celebrities and enjoy it that way. And have a costume contest maybe in the middle of it, like an amateur costume contest. And then roll with that after, and see how it goes this year. And then next year, we're probably going to do like some panels and, some meet and greet type of things and a VIP day or hour or something.
right.
Everything can change.
That's been the thing that we've noticed because we host a lot of panels. That's kind of something that we do a lot of. We do a lot of research and things like that. And what we've kind of come to at this point now is if nobody comes to the panel, we're not upset. it's mostly because we record all of our panels, so it's just kind of like we end up recording the entire panel. And that ends up going online, right? We end up making that part of a show that we have called Comic Conversation.
Okay.
So the idea being that even if nobody showed up to this panel, it's on the internet now, and anybody can go and listen to it at any point, right? So it doesn't become lost to us, right? We treat every panel as if like it's a packed house, anyways. And kind of the other big thing, like the other big reason we do it is because when we do it and the guests, like we're really big about making the guests feel wanted and making them feel like they that they have a good time with the interviews. So they tend to end up being like one of the biggest compliments we get is this is one of the best interviews I've ever had. And there's nobody there to see it,
Right. Yep.
But it's fine for us because we start getting a reputation amongst the guests, and that helps us out as far as like our reputation. That's kind of like why we take the clout as far as our integrity and the way that we're seen amongst the guests, and we feel like that'll pay off in the future at some point, right?
Oh yeah, you get some connections that way and everything.
Right. We get a lot of guests that are like, oh my God, this is the funnest, or this is the best interview I've ever done. And a lot of it, we were just told at the last show that we did that the reason that we're so good is because we have a genuine interest in the people we talk to. You know, so it's never just like a phoned in interview. It's never just like, oh, so.
Well, thanks a lot for that one right there. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm not phoning this interview in at all. Literally.
No. That's good. That's a good one. That's good. Good.
That's good. That's good.
Somebody clip that.
Okay, there we go. No, but I mean, like when we do our interviews, we're not going and like, oh yeah, hey, so you were in Flash Gordon. How was that? You know, like
you were in a movie and you had blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
right. It's like playing a game of Guess Who or something.
Clear.
Right. You know, I was like, for us, it's like, dude, you were Flash Gordon. All right. So, and we'll go into like different things, or we go into like the history of their career. You started off in this. This was your first movie. Tell us about that experience, like things like that. And that's also the other big thing that like a lot of guests are taken aback by is the amount of research we do. It's like you do so much. We interviewed 2 actresses from Scream, right?
Okay.
And one of the things I brought up was Lenora. Your first TV appearance was on as a co-host with Jon Stewart on MTV. Tell us about that. And she goes, that's not even listed on my IMDb. How the fuck did you know that?
Stalker alert.
A lot of people find stuff like that. Those are my favorite thing, like little gems to find is I'll be doing research on somebody and then all of a sudden like there will be just like a link that I click on that says trivia for this person. Did you know Lenora Skyfo first appeared on a on a talk show with Jon Stewart on MTV. I'm like, I'm writing that in.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to know that. And it's just going to it's going to throw off the guests. And those are my favorite things to do.
It's like find one of the kids that used to have like one of the toy commercials back in the 80s or something, playing with a He-Man figure on TV, and like, where'd that kid end up and shit?
Right. And there have been times where we've interviewed guests that have no information on the internet, and there's nothing at all. We interviewed a dude who is he played a kid in a Godzilla movie in Japan. And
oh
like
my.
Yeah, and he had like that he was like the main kid, right? But just like he had no career after that. There was nothing on there, and it just turned into so yeah. I mean, you were in Godzilla. I mean, were you in anything else? He goes, no, I wasn't really in anything else, but I became a pilot after that and joined the U.S. Air Force, and I flew missions against the cartel. And I'm like, dude, this dude's a badass.
Right? Yeah.
Let me shake your hand on that one, brother. You know,
Right?
Yeah.
Crap, this dude's dope. So I mean, like, it's fun things that like and again, our big thing is interest. I mean, like, if you ever want to do an interview in the future, or you want to do a panel in the future, and you want guys that don't care that nobody shows up, but are still going to do a good panel.
Be keeping in touch.
Yeah,
we'll definitely be keeping that nice. Yeah, most definitely. We'll just get nobody to be in there, and like we'll just have a bunch of cricket sounds as you guys are talking, and be like, yeah.
What's funny is we just turn it into more jokes, right? It's just like, okay, yeah, nobody wants to hear me speak, so here we go. We work with another con, and we ended up asking him, hey dude, can we get the first hour of the show, because you always book a panel at the beginning. People are still coming into the show, nobody's like really coming over, and it's kind of crappy for the guests. So why don't you just give us the first hour? We'll take that brunt of nobody showing up. And we'll just crack a bunch of jokes and just fill time and talk about the schedule for the day. And, that way more people were in there by that first interview. And we use that as one, promotion for us to just talk about ourselves and who we are and why we're hosting and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
we give away a crap ton of prizes.
Nice.
It pisses off James the amount of prizes I give away.
No.
What's funny is it's like you shouldn't be angry. I guess he's angry because I'm like it's money coming out of my own pocket. So I mean, like,
Man.
but I mean,
Yeah, I feel that. I promise you.
Somebody my pops are gone.
Yeah, so many of his pops are gone.
And stuff, and it's just like everybody's throwing stuff at people.
Right?
James is in the chat right now. And all he said was so many pops just gone. Because that's my other thing. So one of our jokes on the show is I am not afraid to buy your affection, and I will buy your affection.
Oh yeah.
Well, this show is taking place in Nevada, and in prostitution legal there, so I guess you can buy affection that way too.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Good point.
I mean, but you got to think of James and his 15 kids. I mean,
Yeah.
So Clint, you talked about you guys doing costume contests. Do you have prizes for any of the costume contests, or is just kind of something you're starting?
That one's just going to be literally, it's going to be an amateur more like a parade, like a cosplay parade.
Okay.
We were unable to secure any sponsors for it, unfortunately, so I could not get any kind of, cash prizes or gifts or anything like that. I might try to, find a few things here and there and, make a couple little prize packs, but it won't be anything spectacular.
I mean, so what has been the craziest costume you've seen at any of these cons you've been doing for all these years? I'm always intrigued by that.
Yeah.
I've seen some really killer costumes. I mean, like I've seen some really good Batman ones that, I mean, the amount of money they put into their cosplay is just intense.
Oh yeah.
I've seen,
I wish I had cosplayer money because I don't know where
Right.
because most cosplayers are just as broke as I am. So
Well, I know like the 501st, they're not allowed to do like the costume contest at all, really, because they'd win most of them.
Right.
Right.
Because they have to get everything, approved by Lucasfilms and everything like that. So you can't have any real professionals. And that's why I kind of do it always amateur, because that way I can have kids, kids go to Walmart and they buy a Superman costume. It's like, that's just as cool to me as somebody that put in $5,000 for a costume.
right.
Right.
Because I do the costume contest for the kids. I always do that on Sunday, because if we don't have that contest and those kids aren't coming to the show, we're going to be in trouble in 15 or 20 years, because none of the kids are going to be interested in doing anything like that. So we kind of just make it more fun for the kids on that day for that costume contest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're getting families and engagement and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's, my days working in a grade school, so that's kind of that's where I kind of pull that out of, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my wife would kill me if I started having cosplay money. Absolutely kill me.
So we can eat this week, or I can get a new costume piece.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wish I had cosplay money just so I could like be a proper Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
My Deadpool cosplay.
Not the Timu version of Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my Deadpool cosplay is the Timu version of Deadpool. So I mean, like,
It only cost him 99 cents.
no, there is one piece of that
PlayStation is 99 cents.
there is one piece of that costume that I spent way too much money on, but the only reason that I haven't bought the rest of the costume is because it's expensive as shit.
I'm assuming the mask.
The mask costs $500.
I didn't think it was the unicorn on the pole. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
Oh dear.
So fun
Oh, my
fact,
God.
the cosplay that I do, it's called Unipool. It's actually approved by Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool.
Yeah.
And the whole big thing with that is it's my concept is if Deadpool went to a Comic-Con, he wouldn't go as himself,
No.
right? Like
Not at all.
he's going to a Comic-Con. So the whole thing is I want to go and enjoy the Comic-Con. What would Deadpool cosplay as if he went to a Comic-Con? All right. And the answer to that is a unicorn.
Oh, he's absolutely a brony.
Oh yeah.
Deadpool's a brony. What's funny is I'm not a brony. I watched an episode of My Little Pony, but I know character-wise, he 100% is a dude that is a brony. You know,
yes.
so
yeah.
yeah. So I go with that as the base concept of it, right? It's I wear this Ryan Reynolds level Deadpool mask with a unicorn onesie, a Golden Girls t-shirt, a
Oh hell yeah.
early 90s MTV fanny pack.
Mhm.
I wear the blue Crocs with white socks.
Okay.
I am actually wearing the Adventure Time watch that he wears in the movie.
Nice.
And then I have the swords and a My Little Pony backpack.
Yes.
Okay.
I love
It
it.
works. It works.
It works really well, and that's like the big thing is I get stopped, and it's like the only reason that I continue doing this is because I get stopped at every show. And you'll probably see it if we do go up on Sunday. I'm probably going to go up as Unipool, but I mean, like, I get stopped at every show for like every 5 minutes. Like, I have to take a picture with you. I also walk around. I also walk around with so you know the little hobby horse heads on a stick that
Yes.
kids rode in like the 50s. I've got a unicorn one.
Okay.
And I walk around with that. So then when people go, I have to take a picture with you, I have them hold that, and then I take the picture with them, and everybody gets excited.
Nice.
It's
It's
fun. Man.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Clint, we have a couple more questions from the chat. If that's all right. What is your
Right, yeah,
favorite?
sure.
What's your favorite con experience or memory?
Just meeting some of the people that, I mean, it's funny because I had one of the shows back in Kansas, and a couple people actually met at that show, started dating, and 2 years later I was invited to the wedding.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So it was like, and they're still going strong. So I was like, that's cool. I mean, some of these people just never meet, and then I kind of bring them together. And then I've actually met people that have been, in my life now for years because of these shows, just as close friends of mine, and it's just all the relationships and just, all the love people have for it. And it's nice. I feel like I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I really do love that.
And that kind of goes into what the next question follow up, I guess, would be to that is so obviously throughout the years you've been doing this, you get the joy, you get to have experiences like that, and James wants to know, where else do you find your joy throughout this planet besides illegal prostitution in Nevada?
Well, it is kind of expensive, I've heard. So we'll have to see how that goes. But honestly, I mean, and this is the most furthest thing you could think of as that part of it is, my job at school. People say, hey, I have to go to work today, or I have to go to work and all this. I'm like, man, I get to go to work. These kids just look up to you after years, and they love you to death. And it's just like, in their eyes, you can do no wrong, and you're teaching them and helping them with everything. They'll run up and give you a hug. And it's just like, you're doing something for these kids. And then years later, you'll hear from them, or they're getting ready to graduate college or something like that. You get an invite. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing, man.
Yeah, that's. I can't wait. I can't wait to start going to more cons, assuming the wife lets me. I'm already doing something out of the ordinary this weekend as is, so we'll see what she lets me do after this. So, to say the least. Yeah. So this is. I mean, I've been having a blast. I always like meeting people that put on cons. I'm always interested in the process, because with what I do, I'm doing a movie marathon, sponsored a movie marathon for a 14-hour movie marathon. I'm trying to get people to come on to the show that I'm trying to start to discuss what that's like, just from getting rights to horror movies, stuff like that. So I always enjoy hearing everyone talking about how they set this up, the joys, the heartaches, and everything that goes with it.
It's not easy. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you ever watched Big Bang And
Yes.
they had that episode where Sheldon was trying to create his own comic book convention. He was calling like, Robert Downey Jr. and he met up with what's his name? Darth Vader or James Earl Jones.
Mhm.
And they met up and they started talking about that and everything. And I was just like, man, I wish it was that easy.
Right.
But there's a lot of little things that go into it. But again, if it was too much of a headache, I'd find something else to do. But I just love what I do and just kind of got to roll with it.
Yeah. So, James says he can't wait to see how the con goes. We'll have to love to hear from you, see how it goes and everything. And do you happen to have an Instagram that people can follow the con at?
I do not have an Instagram. No, I just have the website.
Just the website? Okay.
All right.
And I know there is on the Event Center's website also, they have a Facebook page. So
Okay.
there is updates through their Facebook page on the Event Center's website, which is the Lake Tahoe Blue Center.
Awesome. And James is asking Phil, are you trying to go Sunday? He's trying to convince Jenny that they should go. So
I'm gonna try at least. I can't guarantee because life is life. But I mean,
Mhm.
the other thing is because we go right into like 2 weekends of cons from there, right? Because Lake Tahoe Comic Con, and then the next weekend we have Heroes Fest in Fresno, and then the next weekend we have Metal Art Comic Con in Oregon. So it's like, it's I can only do so much before it's like I'm neglecting my wife. So
Right.
I can understand it. Like I say, when I do my shows, I will not do shows back-to-back weekends because
Mhm.
it'll drive me nuts. I try to keep them like 3 or 4 weeks apart if I can, but I have to cram so many into the summers because, like I say, I'm off in the summers, and it's just like, oh man, I've got like 3 shows in 4 states, or 4 shows in 4 states in like 8 weeks.
right.
Wow.
Again,
Yeah.
I know the feeling, right? Because it's like if I do, and I want to go, but I mean, like if I do go to Lake Tahoe Comic Con, then that's 3 shows in 3. Two of them are in one state, but they're like California's big enough to be 3 states. So
Right.
remember, driving from New York to Florida is the equivalent of driving from San Francisco to LA.
That's a scary thought.
But more scenic.
Much more scenic.
So James wants to help get the Instagram zone. He said, I mean, that'd be pretty cool if you're able to like have a tag or Instagram handle people can post pictures and tag it in. That'd be amazing to see.
I was just thinking that
most definitely.
we need to get you an Instagram, man, just because people love taking pictures and tagging the con in it. So that's definitely something that we James is really good at doing that kind of stuff. So
It's almost he should
Yeah,
go to
if
market. He should go to
you
marketing.
want to tell me, that'd be great.
I love your response. It's like it almost is like he works in marketing or something.
Yes. So Clint, so what other cons do you have coming up? You obviously have this weekend. What's your next con after that?
The next one after that is October 14th and 15th. The weekend is in Beaumont, Texas, right outside of Houston.
Okay.
Mm.
So I think that's 3 weeks after that one. I just had one last weekend in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Oh wow. I haven't been to North Dakota in 27 years.
I haven't been there in about 27 hours.
I have never been to North Dakota.
Me either.
So yeah, James said
The area's a nice city and it's nice.
Yeah.
yeah, James said he'll hit you up, Clint, to work on that Instagram.
That'd be great, definitely.
Yeah. So Phil, do you want to start asking some of these hard-hitting questions?
Absolutely want to ask the hard hitting question. Clint, I've got a couple of questions here, and this is going to be like the hardest question that you're ever going to be asked.
Good, I like it.
Okay. Number 1, what is your favorite kind of taco?
I like just a basic, boring taco, meat and cheese, a little bit of lettuce.
Okay.
All right.
Is there any advice that you have for anybody that is trying to get into this industry? Say they want to put on their own con. What's some advice that you would give them?
don't go all at it right at once. I mean, you're not going to get 10 celebrities and 100 vendors on your first show. Just take your time, take it baby steps. You know, just make sure you keep everything where everybody's happy and just roll with that.
All right, that's good advice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then last one here is going to be where because we already asked what's next. So I mean, where is there any social media that you do have that anybody can look at any events with the cons or anything like that?
They're just all under the actual con names on the websites, and I don't have them linked to each other, which I probably should do that eventually.
Okay.
But I have one in Casper, Wyoming. It's the Casper Comic Con. I have the Enid, Oklahoma. It's Enid Comic Con in Enid, Oklahoma. And then I have the one in Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is the Grand Forks Comic Con. And then I have the Beaumont Comic Con, which is in Beaumont, Texas.
Very cool.
And of course the Lake Tahoe one. And I'm always working on one or two more. And I try to add one a year if I can, and I might lose one a year, but just kind of roll with it. But Tahoe is the one that I've been, you know, they're always saying don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Mhm.
Man, I've got 8 baskets of eggs for this Tahoe show. I mean, I'm not even lying. It's just like every spare minute I get is like all going to that show.
Mhm. So as soon as the show stops, the show's done, you start planning next year's, right?
Yes, pretty much. After I take, I might get one night of sleep where I'm just like, hey, I can actually sleep without stressing for a little while.
Right.
And then it's like on to the next show. And then, you know, I have a couple months off where, you know, like in October, the end of October, then November, December, I don't have anything really planned.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, this is life. I can actually relax and just go to work and come home and don't do anything with anything for a while.
Right.
Huh. That's weird for me because I just fill all my time up now with everything.
I know.
else do.
What must that be feel like? You know? What's that be like?
What is time?
Exactly, right?
Time is what's going by as we all age and die. Yeah, that's about it.
Time is an illusion.
Time is indeed an illusion.
Yes.
So, Clint, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah.
About the
Yeah.
again, we're gonna try and see if we can make it down there. I definitely do want to come down and say hi.
Well, hell yeah, just come on by. I mean, just look for the bald guy that has no idea what's going on, and it's probably going to be me.
Yeah, bald guy that has no idea what's going on. I will look for him.
You know what? I'll act like I know what's going on. I'll act like I'm in charge, but inside I'm just crying a little bit inside. So,
But aren't we all? If you get approached by a Deadpool in a unicorn costume, you'll know it's me.
Hopefully.
if you get there, just say, "Hey, I'm looking for the asshole that's in charge," and
What's funny is I will probably get to the ticket booth and say, "Hey, I'm looking for the asshole in charge."
and they'll be like, "Hey, you haven't find me," and they'll radio me in.
They'll know. They'll know.
Giant dickhead. His name is Clint. Just find him, please.
Well, you know, people call me an asshole all the time, and I'm like, that hurts. You know, I mean, that hurts deeply because I'm not an asshole. I'm the asshole.
Right.
I am the one and only.
This is not the Apollo Amateur Hour. I mean, I'm
Right,
and
yeah,
it's
you're
just
the
like
one
it
and only.
works. You know, I'm not just the asshole. I'm the whole ass.
Oh man.
I am all the parts of the act.
Come find me, kingofbuttholes.com. Let's find him.
There you go. Well, I don't
That is
think
a very different website,
so.
Phil. That is a very different website.
That was partially the intention on the joke.
It'll be on the dark web somewhere.
Right?
Definitely,
I'm sure it's on the normal web somewhere.
And you know what? You can find it all.
you're not wrong. It probably is on the normal way. On the
You
normal.
can find it all in Nevada. Oh,
There you go.
You're also not wrong there.
There it is.
Again, Clint, we appreciate your time here, man.
Definitely.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, even though all the technical difficulties I caused.
That's
I appreciate
fine.
you
Oh,
letting
you're
me
great.
come on.
Nah, we had a good time. We had a good conversation. We talked the show, talked it up, and yeah, no, it's gonna be great.
Awesome. Hey, I
Awesome.
appreciate everything, and just everybody's gonna have some fun. So if I see you guys there, that'd be great. And if not, we'll talk about it next year.
Exactly. Hopefully, I
There
can.
you
Hopefully, myself and Tyler will be able to make it out there.
That would work.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Clint. It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Awesome
Thank
meeting
you
you.
so much. I appreciate it all.
Absolutely, man. Have a good
All
night.
right.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.
That was great, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Musical interlude.
It's okay. It's because I had to turn the Bluetooth slider up so we could hear him on the phone.
Ah.
But as soon as the call hung up, the music turns back on. So I'm like, oh shit.
As Frey asked a very important question: is where is
Where
Tater?
is Tater? Tater's been kind of busy lately.
Yeah, I haven't seen his name pop up in a very long time.
I know. By busy, I mean he would rather play Ark than hang out with us.
Ah,
Oh.
can't you just go out your window and poke him with a stick?
I know. Just go out there and just knock on his window, like, hey,
We're doing a show.
we're doing a show. No!
Oh, that was very great. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely.
It was.
Oh, that was awesome.
Absolutely was.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
All right. Should we finish one more round of the bracket?
Sure. I know we have a couple minutes here, and
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Graveyard is definitely on way later than he expected. So
Yes.
that's the thing with these conversations. Is once you get roped in, it's like, yeah, no, you're not getting off at the time you thought you're getting off.
It's all right. It's all right. That's why caffeine exists.
Right.
Exactly.
So, all right. So,
At this point.
so we are back at Stargate Universe. The one where they had to figure out how to get water for an episode. Next one where they figure out how to get air for an episode. Versus the Magicians.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I think I go the Magicians right off the bat here.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. For me. I had to include Universe, just because it's part of the Stargate world and wasn't going to make any other list.
Like, are we not putting SG1 in this? Because that's a better show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely on this list.
Okay, I was going to say, because SG1 is objectively a better show.
Oh, hands down. Definitely the Magicians. Everyone's saying the Magicians. I'm sorry, Stargate Universe. You were not canceled soon enough.
But are you really?
No, I'm not. Because it killed the Stargate franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the show that our friend was on.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
Your friends can make shitty things. It's okay. You still appreciate them and support them.
mine have made a lot of shitty things.
The advantage here is, yes, he was on the shitty version of Stargate, but he also was the best version of Goku. So there we go. And he was also Rolf and Ed and Eddie. So
Okay.
shout outs to my boy Peter.
Okay. That's okay then. Perfectly okay. But yes. All right. So yeah, Oh, James likes Stargate. Ming Yi was on it too. Yes, she was, but she was also on
yeah.
Eureka. But we also had Alice, from the Magicians. I'm just saying. It's perfect enough reason to it. And even although I will say, if anyone's watched the Magicians, when they go to Antarctica, they perfectly missed not casting Peter Stormare as the Russian magician. Peter Stormare would have been perfect for that role.
Peter Stormare would have been great.
Oh, absolutely. He gets drunk and turns into a bear. That's if you think Peter Stormare, that's who he would play.
Wait, is he a druid?
No, just a magician.
That's a Baldur's Gate joke.
A druid is a type of mage. Technically, they're
Right.
worshippers
Like I
of the
said,
gods of nature.
it's a Baldur's Gate joke. Did you guys? Did you
Yeah.
It's
guys
a D&D joke.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. But I mean,
D&D joke.
Baldur's Gate is part of that universe.
Oh yeah, it's part of Forgotten Realms. Yeah.
Right.
So-
But I mean, like, did you see the announcement trailer for Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes.
The
Yep.
druid turning
Oh
into
yes, I know.
a bear and banging.
Being a vampire. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
It's like he turned
Incredibly D&D. It is incredibly D&D.
he turned into a bear. Is he a druid?
You remember when
The
they had
tree
a
falls
D?
in the forest. No.
Do you remember when they had a D&D movie where the bard didn't know any magic?
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I really loved that movie.
It actually
And
was.
yes,
I just watched it recently, and it was
a really good movie.
it was better than the first one.
You take that back, good sir.
All right, next bracket: D&D movies. No,
There's only two of them.
exactly. It's gonna be a really short bracket.
There's not only two. Thank you very much.
Is there more than
And
one
look.
D&D movie?
Look,
Yes,
if we
there
throw
is.
Mazes and Monsters on there, we got at least 3.
There is another D&D movie, and sadly, also did not have Marlon Wayans. I'm just.
Okay, I need explanation here. I don't know what.
You remember, I am Graveyard, and I love bad movies, so of course.
Mm.
What other fucking D&D movie is there? Hold on. What the fuck? Was it in the line of the first movie?
I've watched it once, and then I drink heavily.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! There
I
was a
see.
D&D movie in
Yes, there was.
Mazes and Monsters.
Yes,
Yep, that's what I was talking about.
yes. There's. You have Wrath of the Dragon God, the Books of Vial of Darkness, and Honor Among Thieves. It's a trilogy of movies, and technically, I believe In the Name of the King was supposed to be one as well, which had a lot of talent. It was an awful movie.
And then the King was also based directly on a graphic novel that was based on D&D universe. So
Yes.
technically it's D&D, but it was also based on a graphic novel. So it's not like what I've always wanted in a D&D movie is get a bunch of actors who play D&D, have them come up with characters, and then that's how you write the script.
Critical Role.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, they have critical role in
Volunteering.
the movie though.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I think Vox Machina is a really good example of this.
Yes,
If
yeah,
you had a
absolutely.
movie like that, perfection.
Like do a D&D campaign and then make a movie out of it.
Exactly. That's what you need to do.
I wonder if that's how they wrote Honor Among Thieves.
That's kind of how it feels like.
Is
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It does kind of feel like that was a campaign.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Frey said that Chris Pine was a hunter and not a bard.
What?
Eh,
I think he's a hunter ranger. I'm
So I was gonna
pretty
say-
sure he's supposed to be a bard.
he's supposed to be a bard.
I thought he was a
supposed to be a
bard
bard.
too. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure he's a bard.
Yes.
I will say that a lot of bardic magic is a little bit more subtle. So it could be that he was doing magic half the time, but we just don't know.
No. I'm sorry. When you're a bard and you have Chris Pine, how do you not have vicious mockery? He did that in the movie. It's easily
point.
writable as jokes.
It's a good point.
I mean, come on.
Your
right.
mother was a hamster, and your
Yes.
Your mother was
Exactly.
a hamster and your father smelled of
of
elder.
elderberries.
Yes. All right. So we have 3 more if we want to do 3 to finish the top half of the first round.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Let's do it. I'm
we
in.
would be going over for sure, but it's up to you guys.
It's 3. We can do it. Then I don't have to
Good.
call
Yeah.
it a
Okay.
night.
I got
Um,
time.
X-Files
Oh.
versus Orphan Black.
I've seen one of these. I've seen one.
Which one? The
See,
superior one?
I've seen some X Files.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yes, I am definitely voting X Files. I don't have any Orphan Black tattoos.
No,
I have
I'm
2 X File tattoos.
yes, I'm definitely going I want to vote. Oh, I want to.
Yes.
I love like the whole thing on there is like, I go with the one that I have tattoos of. So X-Files.
Right?
If I wanted Orphan Black tattoos, I would, but it didn't make my sci-fi leg, so it's their fault. I mean, it really is. Phil, what are you going with?
X-Files, man.
Okay, I thought that will be an easy one. Like I said, it's I put it in there and I hit random twice. Say Wong, you hear me? Twice. Just do that. I'm gonna save the next one for the last one. We have one more. Oh, Frey says Orphan Black. Wow. Wow. Noted, Frey. Noted. Warehouse 13 versus Stargate Atlantis.
Excuse me while I look up what Warehouse 13 is.
Warehouse 13 was a sister show of Eureka. Did you watch all of Eureka?
I have never seen Eureka.
Okay, so Warehouse 13 is essentially an oddities where they take artifacts. Just think of kind of like the warehouse of stuff that Shield collected in Agents of Shield,
Okay,
but
right.
more science fiction-y.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm still going Stargate, but you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going Stargate.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind. The only Stargate product he's watched was Stargate. Say Wong, tell me you didn't play the Stargate video game on Super Nintendo because it was awful.
Dog shit.
Yes. Think Lester the Unlikely, but with Stargate, and you have that
Look,
game.
if we can have a Star Trek RPG that's decent, we can have a Stargate game. You know, just saying.
I mean, Starfield would be an amazing Stargate game.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They
I'm
actually
sure,
had.
I'm sure somebody will mod the hell out of it.
Oh, they already tried doing a Stargate video game that let you go through gates in the vein of Starfield, but it got canceled because the universe did so bad it tanked all of the studio's funding for everything
God.
Stargate.
Man.
Wow.
Which is
Yes.
why none of us voted for Stargate.
Yes,
Stargate Universe.
exactly.
Stargate Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Universe.
Universe.
And now we come to the hardest one that we're probably ever going to run into.
Oh God.
And I generally mean that.
Oh no.
The friendships may be torn. Frey may come kill people.
Hold on, let me lock my door. Let me lock-
The funniest thing ever would be Frey running into his bedroom and
Don't encourage her.
So you can either, saving people and hunt things, which is your family business, or you can take my love, you take my land, you take me where I cannot stand. Firefly. Supernatural versus Firefly.
oh God.
Now, I want you to take, Shadoo's gonna get murdered. He's gonna...
I know who I'm voting for, but I'm throwing it out there that this really is the one that is going to break families and break friends. Like we already see two people voting for Supernatural, and I'm not surprised at who they were.
I know, but before you guys vote, I want you to keep this in mind. We're talking all 15 seasons of Supernatural versus Firefly. The good, the bad, the season 12 of Supernatural included.
Look,
The British men aren't.
My answer,
here we go.
and here it is, because I already know that Cam and Anna are gonna want to strangle me right now.
Mhm.
Fucking Firefly.
Yes.
Why? Because Firefly, even though it was short-lived, is still hands down considered one of the best sci-fi properties ever created.
I'm being shouted at. Hold on.
Frey said Firefly.
Yes, she did, and she just shouted at me as well.
Yes.
So Firefly. So here's my opinion. Supernatural is not sci-fi. Supernatural is fantasy.
Ooh.
So Firefly is the only one that actually counts here. It's also better, but it's the only one that counts.
Yeah, Supernatural just turned 18 yesterday. That is very true, Cam. Phil,
Cam also has a crush on
all of them.
all of them. So
Yes. Now,
That's fair. That's fair.
so yeah, see, Firefly definitely teased an anime fans, trailers, and commercials. Yes, Say Wong says Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Phil says Firefly. You say Firefly, right, Shadu?
Mm-hmm.
I say Firefly. Now, once again, I have to look at my sci-fi leg. I do have Serenity on my leg.
Yep.
oh, you have on your, like the ship. You have the ship on your leg.
Yes.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So it's half my leg. So I have grounded things on one side, and up above the top of the tattoo in the skies, I have a UFO, I have Death Star, I have an X-wing, and I have Serenity.
Nice.
And so yes, my vote is Firefly. However, because I'm gonna pull the same thing I did with Battlestar Galactica. Originally, the father, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan, was going to be Bruce Campbell. Once again, he robbed me of Bruce Campbell.
Rob me of my hero. What?
Yes, it
I'll
is.
tell you, my wife hates me because I scream all day.
Yes, as Frey Girl says, hurt my heart, but Firefly is the best in the. Yes,
Yes, it is.
I know. When Forrest, if he's not listening to this, he will be yelling at us later on as well.
He wants Supernatural to beat this too.
Oh, I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
He's not a Firefly fan.
I think he's more of a Supernatural fan.
Supernatural is not sci-fi.
It's not.
It's not sci-fi.
How so?
Excuse me while I go look up a 15-page essay on
Is this going to be a Bruce Campbell said no, Brad? This isn't now Bruce Campbell saying no. Bruce Campbell, first off, doesn't say no.
Evident in his entire fucking career.
Yes. I'm saying you have 32 shows and none of them had Bruce Campbell. I'm sorry, one did. One episode of X-Files. He played a demon. Because, I know Bruce Campbell.
So just to kind of give everybody the rundown right now, this is what I've got so far.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I only have one bag left. So
Nice. All right.
but that's Star-Lord's helmet.
Than sci-fi. I say that it's fantasy simply because it's got a magic system legitimately. So
But what's magic is science not explained.
yeah, but of course they don't explain it. It's magic. It's literally based on Christian theology.
The show wasn't originally about Christian theology.
Well, the
seasons 4 through 15
parts of the premise.
It's like King Arthur,
world building,
magic, and became a Christian thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I know they totally just ripped all of it, but again, it's still fantasy. It's mythology.
And Frey, I would say horror, but it's not scary in the slightest. It's not. No, I mean, yeah, it is considered. It is a big sci-fi show because it carried on the traditions of a sci-fi show,
Right?
where you had the overarching story with the monster of the week that was strictly sci-fi. Stargate, the original series, started that. X-Files perfected it. Buffy continued it too. So it is a sci-fi trend.
It is a sci-fi trend that carried over into a fantasy show.
Yes.
I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
no, I think it should be on this list. It's again, the lines between sci-fi and fantasy blur.
oh,
fairly
absolutely.
often. So,
Absolutely. And Phil just went away.
Like
Off
I think you
camera.
could call Song of Ice and Fire sci-fi
Yeah, I'm changing
simply
my
because
changing my
sorry.
camera real quick.
like I think you'd call Song of Ice and Fire sci-fi since it's all humans. There's magic, but there's a little bit more scientific stuff, and it's more like
It's
kind of a
considered,
soft sci-fi.
considered high fantasy.
Yes.
Right, exactly. So
And that's why I would say it's not usually typically fantasy is in a separate world parallel to ours.
right, exactly.
That
There's
it could have been part of our Earth history,
mhm.
but things were just a little bit different.
Right. I say, and fantasy can also be urban fantasy or
Mhm.
or whatever too. So
Yeah.
you have all this
Yeah.
crossover. So yeah,
Well, I mean, steampunk is while fantasy is sci-fi though too.
exactly. It is science fiction for the time that it's trying to reference, essentially.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's alternate history in a way,
Mhm.
really, which is the genre of sci-fi.
All right. Well, that concludes our top half of the bracket.
Oh wait, who won that one though?
Firefly.
Okay.
Only 2 votes for Supernatural.
Yeah, and when the next time Cam's on the show, he's gonna be so upset. You guys voted off Supernatural because it went up against fucking Firefly.
There's Doggy. Hi, Andy.
That's Andy, who is also Andromeda.
Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to get an anti-demon possession tattoo.
Demon.
You never know. You never know.
Well,
it could come in handy.
I'm sorry. Any possession, because I'm sorry, when an angel forcibly enters you, it's also possession.
It is also sexual assault. Oh. So-
That's why the show was called Touched by an Angel. Where did the angel touch you?
It touched
That
me
was
in
not
my
okay.
no-no spot. It touched me in my no-no spot. Are you getting an anti-possession tattoo because that's the character you're playing in the movie this weekend?
Oh yes. I want to hear about this movie.
No, not on Cam. I'm not trying to screw up his movie, man.
So yeah, that concludes the top half. So let us know, in the comments below what you think should have won if you disagree with our assessment too.
And our YouTube comments are going to be just blown up with Supernatural.
So
Yes.
soon there'll be like a hashtag justice for Supernatural or something
Yeah, hashtag
Yes.
justice
on I'm sorry, X. On X.
on X.
X.
On the Twitter formerly known as X, or the X formerly known as Twitter.
X formerly known as
Actually, gonna give it to you.
I'm
you know-
calling it Twatter at this point.
Finally the popular.
Yes,
I mean,
and it is coming
went up
back too. So.
It went up against Firefly, and Firefly was also popular. So I mean,
Right.
which like Fox was stupid for canceling that show because it's like
You know what? I think you can just stop at Fox was stupid.
Yeah.
I think you
Fox
just
has
stop
made
there.
a lot of dumb decisions. Like, hey, we don't want to make a Deadpool movie. You know what would be a really good movie? X-Men first, or X-Men. What was it? Last Stand. A great idea.
Oh, of course.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Well, I mean, if Firefly wasn't canceled, Family Guy would not have come back.
It's a good point. But to
So-
be honest, as much as I love both of them, I would prefer Firefly. But
Oh, hands down. I mean, who didn't enjoy seeing, I believe, Mark Shepard as Badger in Serenity or Firefly? Crowley himself.
Firefly the movie.
Serenity, yes.
That's what I'm saying. In Serenity, I mean Firefly. It's Firefly the movie. It's just,
Oh,
yeah,
we shouldn't
it's
call
still Firefly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
we talked about hold on. we talked about Summer Glau, right? So I mean, like,
Yep.
earlier we were talking about Summer Glau. Like, yeah, she was the shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it, guys. So let's get some pluggables in here. Because Graveyard is about an hour past. I should have been asleep an hour ago. So give everybody
All
your
right. I am, as you can see, there, here. It's somewhere. It's here. It's here. Right here. Right there. There. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. I'm right here.
Now,
I
like,
am SHU Studios here on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. My YouTube channel mostly consists of, I do short films, music, other nerdy stuff. So if you enjoy that, come check me out. I also am on Frey's channel fairly often. We're doing a new series called Classified, which is where we take your favorite pop culture characters and put them to their respective D&D classes. As well, there is a new series that is coming out tomorrow at noon. If you want to catch that, which is Journals of the Classes, which is a nice supplemental series to Classified, talking about all of the D&D classes and their subclasses. So if you like D&D, you like short films, you like music, you like anything, come check us out.
awesome. Graveyard, tell everybody where they can find you and all your pluggables, sir.
Yes.
All the things.
I am Graveyard, co-host of the Mostly Pod Out at Night Mostly podcast. You can find that every Wednesday on ComicConRadio.com. All archival are on wherever you get your podcast. On top of that, in a short 20 days, we are premiering our new show, Conversations in the Void.
Yeah,
I know, right? We've only got a soundboard for all James kids screaming and clapping. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
So make sure to check us out on all social media at Pod Out at Night. You can also follow Graveyard's Beard at Beard's Graveyard, and I'm hoping after this weekend will have his own IMDb page.
Ooh.
I so hope that if rather than it being your name in your IMDb, it's just the Beard.
Oh, I am talking to him about having the beard as himself.
Oh, like in the credits, it's like your name. Again, I'm not just trying to like throw out your government, man, but I mean like
Right.
your name and like the character played by,
Mhm.
and then under
Right.
that it'll say the Beard
As themselves.
itself.
Yeah.
Or himself.
As themselves.
Yeah, so this not secret stuff. This weekend, I am going to help make a movie with a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And
Very
I don't
good.
know much about it right now, but I've been asked to be in front of the camera, and when I can share more information, I absolutely will. So I hope to be part of that and help to grow the podcast out with them as well with Horror
Mhm.
Dads Production. They're awesome. I love those guys over there. And you can find me at Kyber K Productions 2 or 3 or 4 days a week. Retro gaming, playing some games usually on Thursday, but not this week, and nerding out on Saturdays. And you can find me here on the build every Thursday with brackets.
Yeah. Tell Papa Josh we love him.
Oh, I will.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and of course,
They mostly
Pod.
at night. Mostly.
right? Because that's the entire thing.
Mhm.
Let me oh god, I'm on the wrong page. Like, where am I at? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I am your boy, Young Phil. Distance Nerding Podcast. Obviously, you are watching the Distance Nerding channel right now. But essentially, anytime you want to get with us, connect with us on anything that we do, guys. I was about to skip this, but I just realized I need to say it because Jamez will come back and virtually bitch slap everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got merch, people. We got merch, people. Just throwing that out there. If you are interested in some Distance Nerding merch, all you got to do is hit us up, your social media of choice, or send us an email. If you love our show, tell us how much you love it. If you hate our show, tell us how much you hate it. If you want to see more of the beard, there we go. Like, you just want 2 hours of just silence in the beard.
It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Let us know. All right. It'll be a new show. It'll just be called Beard in the Nude. And there we go.
There you go.
Yep.
Right there. But if it's a suggestion you have, guys, you can email us at distinctnerding@aol.com. All right. Of course, all social medias, you can follow us anywhere that exists. If it's social media, we are there. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, GeoCities, Friendster, Second City, Second Life, AIM. That's Second City. We're not comedians. Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. Only going to be pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals and just the beard and the nude. All at Distance Nerding. That is it from us, guys. It is now time to end the show. Time for the dance party. I hope you guys all had a great time. Just remember, keep nerding together.
Yes.
Get it?
This is my type of music. No.
Green Lantern.
Distance nerding.
Oh, very, very, bitch. Big Blue Boy Scouts.
Oh, I love it. I didn't even realize what that was. That's amazing.
We'll see everybody on Tuesday.
Bye.